I built an automation for a client, and it completely fell apart. Not because the automation was broken, but because I had never mapped her workflow first. Hi, I'm Jackie, also known as the HoneyBook Harmonizer. In this video, we'll look at why the automation mistake I made early on became the exact reason I do things differently now, and why it might be the reason your systems still feel harder than they should. When I first started building HoneyBook systems for clients, I was still figuring things out myself. My own onboarding process wasn't fully automated yet. Honestly, the idea of building automations felt a little overwhelming, so I was manually onboarding my first couple of clients one at a time. Eventually, I took on a client and built her an onboarding automation. But going into it, the process wasn't clear for either one of us. We ran into confusion, back and forth, more questions than answers, and it felt harder than it should have. Here's what I didn't realize at the time. Neither of us had actually mapped out her inquiry process workflow before I started building. I jumped straight to the automation, the trigger, the emails, without either of us being clear on what was actually supposed to happen and when. So the automation I built didn't have a clear workflow underneath to actually support it. That experience is exactly where the workflow first, build second came for me. Now, before I ever touch an automation, mine or our clients', we map the workflow first. Every step, every decision point. Once that's clear, the automation almost builds itself. Because it's not guessing on what should happen, it already knows. If you've ever built an automation and felt like something was still off, even though the automation itself seemed fine, that disconnect is usually a workflow gap. That's exactly what we cover in a system strategy session. A 60-minute deep dive into your workflow gaps with a clear action plan for what to fix first. I'll leave a link to book your strategy session below. Also, if this story sounded a little too familiar, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.